My name is Annika, and I'm the warranty and repair specialist here at EXPED USA. And today we are going to be talking about duct tape and tapes like it, like Gorilla Tape. And there's been a long time myth going around of duct tape fixes everything. Well, I am here today to put that myth to bed, no pun intended. It does not fix your sleeping mat, and it will not hold air on your sleeping mat, ever. I have never once seen it hold, and I am here today to discourage you from using it. And on top of that, I'm here to show you how to remove it should you have done just this. So here we have a customer mat where they have applied what looks like Gorilla Tape to their mat. And this can be almost dangerous to remove. You can damage your mat further upon removal if you don't do it the right way. So if we start to peel this off, we can see it is holding on really good. The reason that duct tape, Gorilla Tape, and other tapes do not work well with our mats is because the adhesive that is on the tape isn't designed to permeate into the fabric. It's literally a surface layer fix, like a Band-Aid. So this is not going to seal anything because it's just being layered on top and it's not being integrated, if you will, into the mat. And that is the important part when doing any type of puncture repair, tear repair. You need something that's actually going to hold the fabric together, and tape doesn't do that. There are some tapes like tenacious tape that can be great for a temporary short-term fix, but typically they will not keep your mat holding air for any long period of time, especially with robust use, so it's definitely going to depend. So here we have some tape that's already been removed. We have leftover adhesive from that tape, and this will make it difficult to do a proper repair job. And so that's where I'm going to walk you through some steps what to do if you have mistakenly put duct tape or Gorilla Tape onto your mat. Have no fear, there is redemption possible. So we are going to start with, so this is a simple little trick. So obviously if you are removing it, it is going to be hard. And like here I'm separating now the tape, and that's not a good start. So don't mind the noise. But we're going to use a good old-fashioned hair dryer, and most ladies will probably have one of these kicking around. Sometimes the guys might too. The thing to keep in mind is that we don't want the temperature to get too hot, so using like a heat gun is probably not the best idea. My rule of thumb is if my hand gets too hot in front of the hair dryer, that's where it's getting to a point where it's too hot for the mat. And so that's a really important part to keep in mind. But we are going to go ahead and turn it on to high, and we'll just watch what happens, right? So now that I've heated it up, the adhesive is going to be a whole lot easier to remove. Not crazy better, but it is better. And then you want to be oh so gentle. So since I don't know what's actually underneath here, I need to be mindful in case it's a tear, and I don't want to tear it more. And then as you're removing, just be mindful that the mat will stick to itself, so try and keep it flat if you can. And we're just slowly peeling it away. And now it's starting to get hard again because it's already starting to cool off. So I'm going to do it again. See how well that works? Oh, and then it's cooling off. Bam! Got the tape off, right? Step number 1 accomplished. All right, now what to do with all this stuff that's left over. This is what makes doing repairs difficult if you have applied any type of tape that has adhesive residue that gets left behind. And so for this type of situation, we recommend using some Goo Gone. We've tried this many times on different types of fabrics and have not seen any negative repercussions from it. So this has my approval. You are welcome to use it. I don't recommend using paper towels because it will disintegrate in your hand as you use the Goo Gone, because you are going to be rubbing a little bit. Not too hard, but hard enough. So some type of terry cloth, rag, something that you have that is not going to just break down in your hand is the best way to go. So I'm just going to go up into one of the corners and just put a little Goo Gone onto this rag. And then make sure you don't tip it over. And then I am pretty much just going to splot it on to start because I want it to do the work, not me. So, and then I don't want to pour the Goo Gone on because I don't want it to go where I don't want it. To be aware that the Goo Gone will slightly discolor the fabric just a little bit, but it won't compromise the fabric. So that is the important part. So it'll leave the fabric just a little bit darker than it was originally, but that's okay. All right. So now here we have our adhesive, and I'm just kind of giving it a minute to just kind of soak in, if you will. And I'm trying to make sure I get into the crease that created itself as I peeled off the tape. And so here is where, now that I've let it sit for just a little bit, I am literally just going to scrub it. And oh so gently, just kind of put my finger on it. Now I'm actually starting to see the tear a little bit that is underneath this patch, so just going to be careful with that. And obviously this is not a very exciting process, but it is necessary. And as you can see by this is something I would rather that isn't done because it's a whole lot of work to undo. In this case, I might need just a little bit more. Just to take a break for a second, so now I've applied some more on there. And so you can see that there's definitely a darker color associated with where I've applied the Goo Gone, which is why I'm being careful. I don't want to discolor the entire mat if I don't have to. There's the corner. Oh, that's just more tape residue. Okay. It's all coming off. It is literally a sticky mess. I'm sorry it can't be more entertaining, but this is literally the joy of removing duct tape. All right, and so in my case, I have now found at least where the hole is. There's a small little slit right there. There's a small puncture, and for what we're doing as far as gluing over that area, it is now cleaned up enough that we can start our repair, and if we want to come back later to finish cleaning it up, we can do that. Now the next important part is cleaning this off. We don't want to leave the gook on the mat. And so for that, we're actually going to take a short little walk and go over to the sink. All right. So we have arrived to our sink. Sorry, it's a selfie video. So it is not all practiced and all staged, right? Don't mind my mega mat back here. All right, so I am in a sink, and I highly recommend using Dawn dish soap. It is safe on animals, and it's going to be safe on your mat also. So just in the sink, we're gonna wet the area that is in question. And if the puncture is small enough, don't be overly concerned about getting water inside of your mat. And so I'm just gonna take a little bit of Dawn soap and put it literally into my hand, lather it up. That way I have control over where it goes. And then coming over to the mat, I'm just going to clean it off. All right, it has been rinsed off. That's literally it, just a quick little rinse. And then from here, I'm going to hang dry this mat so that it can just dry it. And then once it's dry, I will come back to it and then start the repair process. So that's pretty much it, but it is a few steps, and depending on how much duct tape or Gorilla Tape you've used, it might take a little bit longer. And in the future, if you can avoid it, highly recommend that you do. There are other options out there, like the AquaSeal UV glue, which come way more in handy if you need to do a quick emergency fix. So there are better options out there than using duct tape and Gorilla Tape, because it is a guarantee that they will not seal up your mat ever. So I hope you have found this helpful, and let us know if we can help you more. Good luck in your duct tape removal. Have a good one.